What's good, everybody? It's your brother Mad Black, the most dangerous and the most toxic black man on the internet. The brother who told you to stop trying so damn hard to get the attention of these racists, but you didn't listen and your ass is still going around here doing these ridiculous stunts. And I am black up in your face again with some more pro-black commentary. So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about Valentina Gomez and her most recent political stunts to get attention from these MAGA mutants out here. And for those of you who don't know who she is, I've actually done a video about her before, but it's only exclusive on my Patreon. So I'll repost it on the Patreon and you folks can go watch it there. But she is this very hateful and disgusting little Latina who is running for Congress as a Republican, and she is out here doing whatever she can to send out the dog whistles to all of the racists out there who normally vote Republican, right? But she was doing a lot of stuff. When I made my very first video, she was talking trash about black people. So obviously that's how she got my attention, right? But she recently has been attacking everybody she can think of. So she attacks gays, she attacks other immigrants, which is interesting because she comes from a family of immigrants. Like, she came over here not too long ago because she's very young. Well, young for someone who's to be, doing all this nonsense and running for Congress. She has, no real background as far as what's going on in America, but she knows what racism is, right? And I'm assuming she must come from a very racist family to have these beliefs. So she came over here and she wants to run for Congress. And her first running, she actually failed, right? Because she tried the same old tricks of trying to get the attention of the MAGA mutants, and she still lost. She lost actually really big the last time she ran for Congress. I think out of all the candidates, she was, number 6 in the running. But now she's trying again for 2026 to get that same seat in the district. And now her focus is not just gays and it's not just blacks, but she's focusing on Muslims. And in my opinion, this is the point where if there's somebody around her who has any type of common sense, they should tell her she needs to turn back and, maybe think of another strategy or maybe another, you know, line of work. Because if she pisses off the wrong Muslims or the wrong Islamic fundamentalists, she's going to find herself coming up missing somewhere, right? Because what she did in her very recent stunt is she decided to put a blowtorch to a copy of the Quran. And she basically was saying that, yeah, she's going to make sure that Islam is banned from the state of Texas if she wins that seat. And she literally has herself on video shooting a blowtorch at the Quran. Now, I'm not going to show that video. You can see some of the stills, but I'm not going to show the video just out of respect for, the Muslim community. And, even if it wasn't Muslims, if she was burning the Bible, I wouldn't show that either because it's disrespectful. You don't have to believe in someone else's religious beliefs in order to have respect for it, right? Or just to have respect for the people having the freedom to believe what they want to believe, right? Now, once again, I'm not a Muslim, I'm not a Christian either, but I can have respect for someone else's beliefs, and they can do what they want to do. They should have the freedom and be comfortable with celebrating their own religious beliefs without somebody threatening them with a blowtorch or without someone burning down whatever religious iconography that they have, right? So, Valentina Gomez decided to do that, and I'm telling you, she's not going to last very long on this planet if she keeps playing around like that. Because a lot of these fundamentalist Muslims are not playing with you out here when it comes to their beliefs. All right. And they don't give a damn if you're a female. They don't give a damn how young you are. They don't give a damn where you're at. They'll come and find you if they find out that you're being disrespectful to their religion and their God. And if they can find someone to reach out and touch you, they will do so. And I know that Valentina Gomez likes to present herself as like this. She tries to present herself like she's an action hero or something. I don't know what her mindset is, but she goes jogging with a bulletproof vest on. She likes to put together guns while she's underwater. She likes to hang around with, like I said, blowtorches and grenades and M16 rifles and whatnot. So she's trying to make it seem like she's just the biggest badass there ever was, trying to get the attention of these MAGA mutants out here, right? But really all they see her as is a bigot bust down. You know, a lot of them have no respect for her because they know what she's doing, right? And another thing is that they don't like her because she's a foreigner. You know, her accent is very thick. She sounds like if Sofia Vergara was doing like the audio book for the Turner Diaries or something. That's basically what Valentina Gomez sounds like. You know, her accent is very thick. And if you go look in any of the comment sections where, you know, she's making these overtures to these MAGA mutants and these Republicans out there, even them in the comments, they're tearing her down. They're talking about how she needs to be deported, how they don't like her accent, how she's just a foreigner. And like I said, they see her as what she is. She's a bigot bust down. And she's trying her best to be everything that these white Republican males will want to see in the White House, but they don't want to see her there. They don't want to see her in the White House. They don't want to see her in Congress. They don't want to see her anywhere, right? You know, but she's trying her best to be this right-wing ratchet and a hate-mongering heifer in order to get their attention, and it's not working. So all of her stunts, you know, she started talking trash about black people. You know, that's the tried and true. And then she went on to the gays and the LGBT community. And now she's trying it with Muslims. And I'm telling her, it's not going to end well for her. Not at all. And if something bad happens to her, I'm not going to feel bad at all either. Right? Because these people, they don't play around with their religion. I did a story on my previous channel where I talked about this teacher over in France where he was talking trash about Islam to his students, and literally 2 weeks later, they found his body in a dumpster with his head cut off. Okay? So there are people out there that don't play around about their religion. Okay? And once again, she's going to find out the hard way if she keeps it up doing these ridiculous stunts. You know, she's trying so bad to be the heifer for these white boys, and she's going to wind up in a dumpster somewhere or just come up missing, or someone trying to reach out and touch her for her rhetoric, right? So, I mean, you folks can let me know how you feel about her in the comments section. I'd love to hear your opinions on this story. Anyway, Mad Black, and I will be back with my foot on a devil's back.